This episode's brought to you by the Public Domain Shop, a clothing brand inspired by classic literature and film. Use the code WOLF to get 10% off your next sweatshirt purchase.
That was a movie.
We saw Tron Ares, and I liked it.
And
it was a fun movie.
Like parts of it, but
That's fair.
that's how I feel about every Tron movie. There are parts of it I like, and there are parts that are either really boring or really stupid. Maybe I'm just spoiled of the show because I did see Uprising first, and if you're a Tron fan and you haven't seen it, I highly recommend.
I will after this review.
Fantastic animation, some badass action scenes, and unlike every Tron movie ever, there's a real story and characters you actually give a shit about. Which is more than I can say for Tron Ares, which is about Ares, a program played by Jared Leto, who has been created by Dillinger's grandson, played by Evan Peters, in an attempt to basically become part of the military-industrial complex. Like, he's selling Ares and a bunch of other programs as, like, weapons. The problem is, once they bring programs into the real world, at least in Dillinger's case, they only have a half hour before they get de-resed automatically.
29 Seconds to Mars.
Fuck, that's a good one.
I was sitting on that the whole movie. I was like, 29 Seconds to Mars.
Wow.
I was like...
I don't listen to 30 Seconds to Mars, so I wouldn't know.
They're okay. They're fine. They exist. I got nothing
I
to
haven't heard
a
it.
problem with them.
Really? I haven't heard you say a nice thing about 30 Seconds
I
to
don't know.
Mars.
They exist. I never bothered to listen to the music. I've got nothing against them because I just haven't bothered to listen to it.
We're going to have a lot to say about music. Jared Leto's just isn't any of it. But there is a fellow software CEO of sorts, played by Greta Lee, who has found what she calls a permanence code that could basically make a program a live human being. Not like Olivia Wilde at the end of Legacy, but a legit human. So, long story short, the race is on between Ares and... what was her name? Lee?
Eve.
Eve
Kim. I pulled up the IMDb so we have the names. And her sister of unknown has a name too.
Why am I shocked? Why am I shocked that someone who can make permanent life is named Eve?
You know, there's only one character's name I remember from this whole movie. Seth. And I wanted him to die so bad. I don't like it.
Well, I did remember his name, but yes.
Seth.
Arturo Castro is the comic relief because Lord knows we needed a fucking comedic relief who just rambles about breakfast burritos and Greek gods and what else does he fucking
unresolved
go on
plot.
about?
How do you eat 95 breakfast burritos? I need more information here. Actually, I don't want more information, but like weird thing. And also, if you're comic relief, you should be funny.
You also shouldn't bitch and moan about everything. Fucking everything.
Oh, and Jeff Bridges is in this. He's the dude. The dude abides. That's pretty much his whole role. And then he disappears.
No. It's El Dudeness or El Duderino if you're not into the whole brevity thing. Yeah, even though he died at the end of the second one, spoilers, they do bring him back for a cameo that, not gonna lie, was one of the highlights of the movie because one of my favorite moments in this is an entire 10 to 20 minute section where it takes place in an 80s version of the grid and everything, cool. The entire grid, the light cycles, all of the technology and buildings look exactly like the 80s one, but with modern CGI. Like, they even color grade Jared Leto to look exactly the way the programs did in the original movie.
It looks like the poster.
That section of the movie, that was the fan service I was looking for with Tron Ares, because there are a lot of phoned-in callbacks, some of which are completely unnecessary.
What callbacks are we talking about?
Well, there's some obvious ones, like when they use the particle laser to create that orange tree, because in the first movie, that's what they use as a test subject, an orange to digitize it. Like, that one is a good reference, and it also ties into the fact that it's still Encom, the main company that's riding through all this stuff. But then there's other pointless shit, like when a security guard sees a security breach and knocks over a coffee cup.
That was a cool shot.
It was a cool shot, but
the filmmakers were like, this would be neat. That's how this sequence came about.
No, the filmmakers said that's in the original movies. We need to recreate that for absolutely no reason. Or when Seth turns on the particle laser, he quotes Jeff Bridges from the original movie saying, "It's all in the wrist." Like, there are a lot of verbatim lines.
Isn't it all in the wrist, like from a Fred Astaire movie from the 1930s?
I just know that in the first movie when Jeff Bridges is like beating the light cycle game in his arcade, he says it's all in the wrist. Yeah.
No, but I actually really dig this movie. My brain is thinking, what's up with Evan Peters? Because this is just Iron Man with an Anthony Perkins mom complex. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Iron Man and Whiplash, but your mom is a dead skeleton or something. I don't know. And it was entertaining but strange. And I was like, you know what? I can go with this. It's weird, but all right.
The nicest thing I can say about Evan Peters is that he is trying to elevate this performance as high as he can get. He knows this is a throwaway villain and just relishes in the fact that he is this troubled genius who gloats his success to everybody. Fucking everybody. And yes, especially his mom, because she used to run things before giving birth to him, which they very awkwardly and explicitly say in the beginning. And Gillian Anderson went in her British mode for some reason.
Now, who is Gillian Anderson? I thought this was
Scully. Scully. From X-Files.
Oh, because when I saw Gillian Anderson, I thought of the person from Community, but I think that's Gillian Jacobs. I don't remember the name. Anyway, Britta, whatever her name is.
Look, I already know this from real life, the fact that she has, like, 2 natural accents, because, like, spent part of her childhood in America, part in England, but here's the weird thing. The original Dillinger was British. His son, who only appears for, like, 2 minutes in Legacy, Cillian Murphy, is American, and she's British.
It's Disney. They don't worry about continuity.
Yeah, like
I was surprised. Honestly, I forgot this was Disney when the logo was actually really cool, because you know how they do the redesigned Disney logos.
See, here's the thing: they did that exact same logo in Legacy, but it was blue. This one is red orange, which does look cooler. It looks pretty dope, especially in IMAX. Does. Like the visuals, crazy. Oh my goodness! The opening 10 minutes like set you up for everything that you were gonna like about this movie. The visual effects, the practical sets, because they actually blend set design and CGI. Looks incredible. The neon blue and orange look perfect as always. The actual detail in the CGI is actually flawless. That they bothered to put in money and effort into their effects for once.
Now, the first 2 minutes I could do without. I do not need exposition of news going through random grid things. I would rather just jump right to the main characters. Because you know how I feel about exposition. I know people love it. I know people need to jump back in.
No, people don't love it. People think
it reminds me of, like, you know, when you, like, first Rocky, great. But in Rocky 2, they're like, do you remember what happened in Rocky 1? Last time on Rocky. Or, you know, like the TV from the 80s, they're like, last time on MacGyver or whatever. You know, it's like, come on, man, we can catch up. We're smart.
I can deal with exposition to speed us up on shit, because one thing I will say about each Tron movie is that you don't technically have to have seen the previous ones in order to understand the story within this movie. Like, every story from the movie is standalone. But at the same time, it does bother me that they feel they need to spoon feed so much shit. And one thing that really distracted me about the info dump in the beginning is that it is full of, like, Good Morning America hosts and talk
that's
shows.
Really weird. It's like, you know, I haven't seen this many Good Morning America hosts since, like, the Sharknado movies, because Al Roker and everyone was in that. You know, like,
I think it was just Roker, but yeah, that's
they had like in Sharknado 5, they had like the whole current cast at the time.
I mean, I will say this.
What is that? I don't know.
It's a little less awkward than Tron Legacy, where Jeff Bridges literally explains the first movie to his son as a bedtime story, with Tron and Clue action figures, which I'm just realizing this is the only Tron movie where Tron's not actually in it. Like, Bruce Boxleitner doesn't even show up as... Wait a minute. Maybe they did show a picture of him as Alan, but...
Maybe.
He would have had, like, silver hair and glasses, because that's what he looked like in Legacy.
He was probably on the board. But you know what? I just want to say, this is the world's most ridiculous CEO. And this is what I appreciate about this movie. The CEO is like, whoa, I live in an office. I'm also super fit and can dodge super AI beings in a fight. But I can also, like, reprogram things. And I can also, like, travel to the Arctic and know how to use a Windows 3.1 or whatever, a Commodore 64 I think they're running. She can do anything, but none of it well. It's very interesting.
I love and hate that Greta Lee in this is resourceful, but not all of the time. Like in any other movie, she would be like super flawless, and Eris not only would require no service from her, she'd be doing everything and he'd be non-existent. But at the same time, during the climax especially, there was so much shit that has to be done for her.
Yeah.
Like, she has to be rescued when, honestly, her plan to be a distraction didn't really make that all that much sense.
But she, like, freaking climbed the mountain at the beginning.
And got people
no
killed.
Problem. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
there are so many times where the light cycles and the recognizers cause a ton of shit off screen just to offside the fact that because she's operating a light cycle for the first time, she doesn't realize that she's accidentally knocking a shit ton of cars over.
No, this is the best part. She's like, oh no, I'm in the garage alone. My motorcycle is broken. Because she can ride a motorcycle too. Because she can, like, do anything. And then she's like, I'm going to jump on a light cycle. I've never driven a light cycle, but I can drive a light cycle. Because she knows how to do that because
like, here's the
reasons.
thing. I
thought that was random.
I get that getting on the light cycle is better than running from assassins on foot. And not going to lie, the best thing about this movie for me was there were some legitimately awesome action sequences. Like, the actual chase scene on the highway between her and the light cycles looked awesome.
And the way they used the aerials, grids to get the light cycles to go around, that was awesome. That was really cool.
Like, the overhead shots of the city where
that was cool.
It's actually filmed on location, but they digitized their suits and the glow of the cycles. And, I mean, if you just want to see a light cycle just slice through a cop car in half or have a recognizer go nuclear launching missiles all over the city, which that's was cool. Massive. That's like cool. That was worth the IMAX pricing. There are sequences like that. There are also some kind of muddled fights where there are way too many fighters going on and there's so much quick cut editing where every time they make contact with their discs or their staffs, it'll cut away to another camera angle, and I'm just like, just hold on them fighting. Like, the opening montage of this is a Groundhog Day-like scenario where Eris dies and gets sent back to the grid over and over again until he's the perfect program, which, again, like, there were too many programs fighting all at once, and they all look orange or they all look blue, and that can get really distracting, but
I like
at the same time,
scheme. I dig it.
Oh, no. The color scheme's not my problem. My problem is, like, there's too much going on within the frame during moments like that.
Well, it's a bright, colorful movie. They're going to have a lot of visuals.
It is, but, like, I'm thinking back on Uprising where there were times where characters blended into the backgrounds as they were fighting, but I could still tell who was who, why they were fighting and shit like that. Not to mention, the technology in Uprising was a little more expansive and creative. Like, the very first episode had a fight on top of basically a Japanese bullet train that could go like sideways on the rails.
But better
and
than
they were
bullet
hanging
train.
on to their dear lives. Yeah, absolutely.
Bullet train is crap, and I stand by that opinion. But Tron Uprising looks cool. I haven't seen it. I'm gonna watch it after this.
It looks cool and it sounds cool. If you've seen one trailer, you know for a fact that the only thing they advertise more than the performances, the visual effects in this movie, is 9-inch nails. And let me tell you, this soundtrack is just as fucking awesome as Daft Punk's.
95% perfect. During the one sad scene, they played the world's cheesiest piano riff, and I want to punch them in the face. Because they're like,
which one was that?
Ding, ding. It's like this cheesy, childlike piano during one of the emotional moments when they're driving in the car, and it just is so out of place. It's stuck in my brain, and I don't like it.
Is it when he's talking about her sister?
Yeah.
Okay,
that cheesy piano? Oh my goodness. Trent Reznor, stay away from cheesy pianos.
Is that the same song they play during the credits where it's that duet?
Yeah. I don't like that song.
That song, I'm not kidding, is called Who Wants to Live Forever. It's not a Queen cover. It's not a Queen cover.
That's a good original Queen song. That's like Kind of Magic or something.
Here's the thing, like, not gonna lie, the synth pop and like industrial rock doesn't sound too different from Daft Punk's instrumentals.
Depeche Mode, very Depeche Mode.
But at the exact same time, they do one specific thing different that I like a lot more. Their songs, some of them have lyrics. Reznor actually sings a couple songs, and there's the song that's in all the trailers that plays during the credits, As Alive As You Need Me to Be, is such a fucking awesome track. I've listened to it multiple times before I even saw this movie.
It's a great emulation of 1999 to 2003 Depeche Mode. They know what they're doing.
True.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I like the soundtrack like 95%. And the guitars and the mix and everything. You know what was great about this movie? And my favorite part of this movie? So, the talking and the music were on the same level.
For fucking once.
And I was like, it can be done. And I was like, fuck you, Christopher Nolan. Fuck you. Fix your freaking volume levels and don't make me blow out of the water. I want to hear your dialogue. And I want to understand your stories.
It took the entire fucking century to figure that out.
It's perfect volume mixing. Thank you so much for the perfect volume mixing. It's beautiful. I can hear the movie and the music, and I can feel the excitement, and the music's just like that much louder, and it's like, wow. I can hear the sound effects at the same level. You know, like, whoever did the sound mixing, you're a genius. Christopher Nolan, everybody hired this man. Whoever it is.
Josh, they'll get an Oscar nomination.
I hope so.
They will. There's nothing else that can really compete this year.
If we're talking Oscars, this is going to win visual effects.
It'll be a front runner. That's
like, what else you got?
In terms of quality,
there's no
nothing
Dune
yet.
movie this year.
Nothing yet, but
yeah, no, this is a cool movie.
It's a cool movie in parts, but here's the thing. Every time I go into a movie where I say, I know the story's going to suck, I know the characters are going to have no depth whatsoever, I just want the visuals, music, action scenes, whatever, there are so many times where I get everything I wanted, and yet it still wasn't enough to keep me from being disappointed, because even in popcorn movies where it's all about the action and the style, there are so many scenes where it is just devoted to story and character, and they act like it's deeper or more serious than it actually is. Because what you said earlier about Greta Lee basically having one backstory component, which is dead sister.
She's Sarah Connor. She can do anything. This is a great Terminator movie. Just swap out the Terminators. You got the one-liners. You got the story. You got robots from the past to future. You got elements of salvation. Boom, it's Sarah Connor.
Well, that may be a problem for me, that it was more of a Terminator movie than it was a Tron movie. And look, here's the thing. I saw the first Tron like a day or two ago, and you can feel the innovation from an effects level, but in terms of story and character, there's really nothing to latch onto. The pacing itself was atrocious.
Oh, the first Tron's slow. But it's cool.
And, like, every scene transition is just so abrupt when it switches from plotline to plotline. And the second one has better effects. The Daft Punk music is cool. Once in a while, there's a decent fight scene because it does elevate the style and the look of the film while still being respectful to the original. But Garrett Hedlund and Olivia Wilde are our leads.
Whatever
and they
happened
sucked
to Olivia Wilde?
She went nuts when she directed Don't Worry, Darling, and
she was in that Office Christmas Party I enjoyed, but that's the last time I even thought about her.
Wait, was that Olivia Wilde or Olivia Thirlby?
I think it's oh my goodness. Let me look it up. Remember
yeah,
Don't
like
Worry,
for me, it was the performances and characters that ruined Legacy as opposed to anything else. And it really hit me when comparing, well, why do I like the show Uprising compared to the movies? And I think it's because Uprising actually had time to develop a story. There were characters you could latch onto. There was a simple plot about authoritarianism and power over other people. There were characters that didn't have enough screen time, or in Zed's case, or whatever the fuck his name was, way too much. Like, Zed in Uprising was basically Seth in this movie. He would not shut the fuck up. But there was time to flesh everything out. There was time to flesh the world out. And even though in one season I think they crammed in a lot because they didn't think they were going to have that much time left, it was still worthwhile because Beck was a cool character. Tron was a cool character. Side villains like Dyson or Cyrus. Aaron Paul was a villain for 2 episodes in the show, and like he was really campy as hell. He had like computer chip lines all over his face that glowed, and it made him really menacing. I can't sell it enough. Like, even though it's a Disney XD show, so the dialogue is going to be garbage and too child friendly.
But that's the difference. See, we're dealing with a 2-hour movie here, which thank goodness it's 2 hours.
Well,
and that's a full TV show. So there's only so much you can flesh out. And yes, they could flesh out more.
It's not really a full TV show, though. Like this,
or miniseries, I guess would be the phrasing.
Probably. But like, it does make me realize the ideas that each movie tries to have about authoritarianism, religion, creation, all of that stuff. 2 hours just isn't enough time to take it seriously. And don't get me wrong, this movie's main objective is to be a popcorn flick. It doesn't have any pretenses, but even from popcorn movie standards, there's a lot that's like rushed or just doesn't make sense. Like there's so many characters like Hasan Minhaj who
CEO man. He wants to wear a cowboy hat. That's his main character trait.
I'll give him this because I know he's acting. I expect everything he says to be bullshit, but you don't know that story. That's a good thing.
See, here's the thing. I've come off of One Battle After Another, which I didn't really like. And I've come off after him. And we did a whole bunch of these pretentious political movies, left, right, whatever.
Yeah.
All in a row.
Yeah, that's all true.
I want a fun popcorn flick.
Well,
I want to have fun. And I had a great time. So at the end of the day, people are going to be like, well, it wasn't perfect. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. But at least I haven't seen a movie this fun in theaters since The Naked Gun. I haven't seen anything this fun on screen since The Naked Gun. Also, we haven't talked about a music band that's obsessive since The Naked Gun. Because The Naked Gun was Black Eyed Peas. This one's Depeche Mode. You know?
There is a fair amount of comparing Depeche Mode to Mozart, weirdly enough.
That's a very random thing.
Mostly because of Eris, which I gotta say, like, what did you think of Jared Leto? Because
honestly, didn't mind him. I thought he did all right. I was surprised. I don't like him. I thought he did all right.
Like,
yeah,
he was all right. Perfectly fine.
He was good.
They portray Eris as that nerd who's capable of like regular speak, where he kind of switches back and forth, which isn't bad, but it also. The programs in Dillinger's Grid raise so many questions to me that I legit don't understand. Their programs kind of act like the stoic yet constantly angry robots who don't understand emotions or for some reason act surprised when there's rain or water, even though
they've never seen it. I like that.
Yeah, they have. Literally, that one escape scene, they jump into water in order to get on that light jet ski.
Yeah, but that's digital water. I like the idea of... Yeah, but
it's still water to them. Like, there's a scene in the first movie where Flynn, Tron, and this one other program, Ram, basically drink water and they become more powerful as, like, a holy water metaphor.
But has Athena drinking water before? That's the question.
Well, if there's water that exists on the grid and they've been out on the grid, they obviously have. Like, I know there's a difference between the feel of physical versus digital because when... Greta Lee sticks her hand in, like, it turns into diamonds or whatever those cubes are when they get de-res.
Yeah.
But I'm also just sitting there going, there's no way they can't experience feeling or emotion, whatever, because this is the first Tron anything where there are programs that have no emotion or are completely stoic. Like, every other program that I've seen in every Tron stuff, they have emotions. They have personalities. Like... If this took place in, like, a futuristic sci-fi real world, like, they wouldn't change. They'd be the exact same. Hell, Tron has a girlfriend in the first movie, which I found really weird, mostly because their users were a couple in real life, too. Have you seen the first one?
I've seen the first Tron.
This is only fresh in my mind just because I watched it for the first time yesterday.
Rain is a sci-fi trope. Think Blade Runner.
Tears in the Rain.
Yeah. And I like that analogy of like water being this distractingly human thing, this simple thing, you know, they're like boom, and it actually works well in the element of the movie where they bring it back, and I think that's pretty neat.
It was just what you said earlier about Disney not giving a shit about continuity.
Well, this movie's like on its own and it references the other one, and I'm fine with that.
Well, yeah, like the nicest thing I can say is that every Tron movie is standalone. You don't
yeah
Weirdly enough, of all the homework you have to do in Tron in order to understand it, watching the other movies weirdly isn't one of them.
No, you just have to know that there's like a grid thing that exists and you're like, cool, movie. What's up?
But yeah, like in the grand scheme of things, aside from Jodie Turner-Smith as the villain, between this and Acolyte, she should not be working for Disney because she's so awful and laughably bad.
She gets, like I said to
she's
Tyler.
She's the one program other than Ares whose name I know, Athena.
Yeah. No.
That and like, why was Ian from Shameless in this? He was in it for like 10 seconds.
Shameless.
The ginger who lost his foot.
Oh goodness, I didn't even recognize him there for a minute.
Yeah, he's the guy from Shameless and Gotham and a couple other things.
Huh. Yeah.
Why was he in it?
I don't know.
Why did I ask you?
Why did we get non-sci-fi trailers before the sci-fi movie? What does Springsteen have to do with Tron? I don't know. They played
We
it.
don't have a bit to give us yes or no questions.
Oh.
I do like that they brought back that like bit for a few seconds. That was kind of cool.
Which bit?
The one that gave like yes, no answers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the binary bit, which
Yeah.
given our current climate, I'm surprised that wasn't
See, it wasn't an overly political movie. Too.
No, that was
See,
a
that's
huge
the thing.
surprise.
It's a fun popcorn flick. It's not overly
But also
political.
keep in mind-
it's fun. It's fun.
But also keep in mind, like, even the most popcorn flick of Tron stuff had, like, things to say about religious power or dictatorships and stuff like that. Like, they always tried to tack on something even when it's just trying to entertain. And
Maybe Disney's learning and saying, wow, we don't need to put political messaging in every single movie we make. Maybe
Oh, they're
people
not
could
gonna
just have
learn-
fun at the movies.
they're not going to learn that for at least another 10 years.
Well, we got a Grogu movie coming out for some reason.
See, my point exactly.
What is that? Who wants a little green Skittle running around with a bounty on her? Who is this for? Oh no, Baby Yoda's like, ah! I don't get it. I don't. Season 2 was
12-year-old
bad.
12-year-olds will like it. I know because my cousin is one of them.
12-year-olds
Nothing against my cousin. He's got good taste, but we all like things that other people don't. I have to put that in there in the offside chance they see this. So yeah, like I'm indifferent to this one.
love it.
I'm not gonna lie, there are aspects of Legacy that I thought were better than this, but at the same time, it's harmless.
Yeah, well, Legacy had the really overly long, boring club sequence that drove me bananas, and I did not care that it existed.
See,
But
I've
this
never
one,
seen Legacy all the way through.
Let's
So,
hang
like,
out in a
wait,
club
is
full
that
of
the
weird
Michael
cyber things.
Is that the Michael Sheen stuff? Because everybody
don't know.
seemed to like Michael Sheen in that.
All I know is they're like, hey, let's go to the weird space club. And they're like, we're at the space club for like half an hour. I'm like, no one cares about your discount Mos Eisley cantina, you know?
Dude,
like,
you're vibrating this van more than the surround sound vibrated our seats.
oh,
Which,
the sound was really great, and the visuals
Yeah.
were fantastic. Like, I just want to have fun, man. This is fun. I dig it.
look, to put it short, it wasn't fun enough for me, but it wasn't bad enough to ruin anything.
Just like in the middle, like I was with, what was that last movie we saw? The one battle after another. It was just meh.
Yeah, like on a technical, yeah, that's basically what you had to say about it. On a technical level, it's good. Story-wise, which it spends way too much time on, just didn't make it worth the cool parts. But there were cool parts.
Oh man, I want a light cycle.
A light cycle would be pretty awesome, but it has to be an 80. Actually, no. You know what? Every
don't-
light cycle is cool.
I'll take any light cycle. Give me the first model. I don't care. It all works for me.
Yeah, and give us one of those discs. I would
Oh,
love to.
yeah.
I would love to see.
What color
people-
disc you get? You want the red, or there's blue? I know, and I've seen green at some point. Or do you want white? What color?
I'm
Or-
pretty sure they all just come in like neon white, blue, or
Ooh,
orange.
You get purple, like Master Windu.
I can have that arranged.
Yeah, get purple.
So by your 3-point system, do you see it in a theater stream or?
I'm gonna see it again. I had a good time. And it's
Judging
got
judging by your enthusiasm and everything you brought to this, I might have to give this another chance when it
and
comes.
it's
on
got
Disney
the
Plus.
stupidest line of the year in there.
Go ahead and say it.
You're out of time, and you're. Oh no, sorry.
No, you were right the
No,
first
I
time.
was. You're out of time, and you're out of lives. Like, yeah, put Arnold Schwarzenegger in to be like, you're out of time, and you're out of lives. It just works.
It does.
It's.
The Schwarzenegger, Stallone, fucking any of the 80s.
I
guys
had
could have said
fun,
that.
everybody. Go
Yeah.
see the fun movie.
Well, at least someone got their money's worth on
Fun.
this one. End of line.